very many ways, America traces its birth to 1789 and the adoption of our current Constitution. Georgetown's birthday is right along there at the exact same time. So it is an old institution. In all of Education City, Georgetown is, in many ways, is the oldest. It's 230 years old. It's also one of the youngest out here in Qatar. It's been in Qatar now for 14 years, starting in 2015. Georgetown was founded by John Carroll, who was a Jesuit. I'm going to take a little bit of time to talk about what the Jesuit tradition is. You will see this all over our walls. Georgetown University is a Jesuit institution. What does that mean? The Jesuits are a part of the larger Roman Catholic Church. They're a monastic order, but a monastic order that very early on in its history, which dates back to 1540, dedicated itself to educating young minds, to education in general. And all of that had to do with the Jesuits' conceptualization of their obligations under their belief system. In the Jesuit belief system, study of the world helped you better understand God, helped you better understand your relationship with God, and helped you better understand your relationship with the rest of humanity, right? That's essential to understanding what Georgetown does with the students once they get here on a curricular level, and moreover, how the School of Foreign Service bases itself on that philosophy. So what does it mean? What it means is that a Jesuit education is not about convincing anybody that any one religion is right. It's about studying all religions. It's about studying all languages. It's about studying all cultures. It's about studying all faiths. It's about studying the lack of faith. It is about understanding God's creation. It's about studying science. It's about studying political organization. It's about studying sociological communication, how societies are formed, how people within the societies interact. Understanding that can lead you to a broader understanding of the universe, of God, of your neighbor. And that really is at the heart of the Jesuit tradition. So Georgetown had been doing that for about 130 years when a man named Edmund Walsh decided that Georgetown needed to as America needed, to join the rest of the world. Edmund Walsh decided that it was an important time in 1919, 100 years ago, to found the School of Foreign Service. The School of Foreign Service was, from its beginning, dedicated to using the Jesuit principles of education, the Jesuit tradition, toward examining specifically international relations, how nations get along with one another. And that's really important to understanding the curriculum that Edmund Walsh built, a curriculum that has altered and been tweaked and altered over the years, but that has not changed substantially from the curriculum that he helped to establish. From the beginning, Edmund Walsh felt that a true study of international relations was not just a study of how governments interact with one another. That was an important part, no doubt, an important piece of this. But it was also about understanding how cultures interacted with one another. It was about understanding how commerce, global commerce worked. All of these things would need to be examined. Edmund Walsh built on the tradition, the liberal arts tradition that Georgetown University and the Jesuit order had established, and applied those same principles to the study of international relations. The concept of liberal arts is the notion that no one field of study will give you all of the answers. Sure, you can just go and study history, or you can study philosophy, and you can study government, and you can study biology, and you can study chemistry. And each one will give you some answers about the world around you. But liberal arts is focused on studying as many of those disciplines as you possibly can, studying the interactions of those disciplines, and using those disciplines to help you in your study of the world. So what he founded in the School of Foreign Service was not just a school of international relations. Certainly we are that. But it was a liberal arts school dedicated to the study of the globe. So it was applying those same principles of using all of these different disciplines to approach and understand better the globe. And that leads me into, you will hear more about the curriculum, but I want to give you just a brief overview. Here's what happens to our students in the first 2 years of their existence in the School of Foreign Service. Our students will take microeconomics, they will take macroeconomics, they will take international economics, they will take comparative political systems, they will take political and social thought, they will take map of the modern world, they will take international relations, they will take a second philosophy, they will take 2 theology courses, they will take 2 literature courses or humanities-based courses. All of this with the eye toward giving them the disciplinary foundations they need to have in order to direct their study of the globe. After they've attained those in the first 2 years, they select a major. The 4 majors that we offer here, and you'll learn more about them, are international politics, international economics, culture and politics, and international history. These final 2 years are to kind of top off the broad-based international relations experience that you've already received in the first 2 years. It is a jam-packed curriculum. And most of our students, while in the middle of their econ sequence, if they're more humanities people, will not, may not understand it. They will come to understand by the end of it that they are extremely glad that they were compelled to take the full sequence. So what this produces at the end of the day, what the curriculum pushes our students toward, is the ability to sit in a corporate boardroom, or to sit in an embassy, or to sit in the headquarters of an NGO. And when presented with a problem, to be able to understand the economic, the cultural, the historic, and the political roots of that problem. That is the value added that our students give, and this is what employers recognize. There's something else about the Jesuit tradition that I wanted to explore. You'll learn more about the curriculum later, but I also want to talk about the Jesuit values. As you walk up and down the halls, you will see flags that talk about these different Jesuit values. You will see them etched into the windows along the way. That's how significant they are to us. This is something that we truly believe in. The Jesuit values, I won't point out all of them. There are, I think, 13 or 14 that we have on display in the building. But I want to point out 3 of the most crucial ones. The first one is a little hard to explain. It's ad majorem Dei gloriam. It literally means to the greater glory of God. And what that means is, again, it's not any particular vision of God. It is whatever you believe that is beyond yourself. Whatever you believe that goes beyond your kind of selfish, egoistic approach or analysis of the world. It's the thing that gives life meaning, right? So, to the greater glory of God, what does that mean? It means that our studies here, our work here, is dedicated towards something that is beyond ourselves, something that goes past us. The second one derives very heavily from that, and that's men and women for others. You will see this plastered everywhere. The students who come to Georgetown University have a unique obligation. They are at one of the top universities in the United States, one of the top universities in the world, right? They have an opportunity that very few other people in the world have. That opportunity presents them also with the obligation to serve people who haven't been fortunate enough to come to a school like Georgetown University. So while you're learning here, while you're studying economics and politics and culture and history, we invite our students to think about how they can they can use these tools that they're learning to better the world around them, to better humanity. And the third one I want to talk about actually goes to the self itself, because while you're thinking about the world and while you're thinking about God, that's all well and good, but we're all also individuals, right? Cura personalis. Cura personalis means literally care of the person, another of the Jesuit values. Care of the person, but not just care of the person, you know, everybody's the same. Care of the person as an individual. It's the recognition that everyone in this room is a human being, but everyone in this room is different. Everyone in this room has different experiences, has different needs, right? And that's a very significant thing, because this is how we approach our education. It's how we approach our employment here. It's about looking at the individual student and seeing what they need. And that all stems from listening. Listening to the student, understanding where the student fits in the broader scheme of things, and understanding what the student needs to get to them to the next step. All of these things, though they focus on three seemingly different things, God or the greater being, society as a whole, and the individual, all of these things are really very nicely summed up by the first one. In fact, I think if you had to have just one, ad majorem Dei gloriam. There is something bigger. That something bigger recognizes us as individuals. That something bigger calls on us to serve the communities around us. And that is we are a value-driven education. This is not to mean that we don't expect you to go out and get great jobs and get rich. Go ahead, do that. We love that in alumni. But we also want you, as you're doing that, to think about ways that you can bring that back and you can serve those around you. Because this education is about more than just you. This education is about everything. Thank you very much for your.
Thank you, Dean Hill. To talk about our admissions process and what makes a good applicant, please welcome Mr. Joseph Hernandez, Director of Admissions. Mr. Hernandez joined Georgetown, Qatar in 2008, where he served in the Office of Academic Affairs before taking up his position as Director of Admissions in 2012. As Director of Admissions, he is responsible for recruiting and admitting top talented students from Qatar and around the globe. Please welcome to the stage Mr. Joseph Hernandez.
Thank you, Hala. Students, parents, colleagues, and friends, again, my name is Joe Hernandez, and I serve as Director of Admissions here at Georgetown in Qatar. It's a pleasure to welcome you here tonight. Thank you for joining us this evening for our first admissions open house, Discover Georgetown. Thank you for your interest in Georgetown and for taking the time to meet those of us here at Georgetown who work to create the experience that our students enjoy. It is our goal to deliver the same high standard of educational experience in Qatar that our colleagues in Washington, D.C. have delivered since 1789. While our campus is just a little bit younger than that, our dedication to the goal is no less true. Being here for you tonight is part of that commitment. And in a short while, Mariam Lasheen will address the format of this event and how you can make the most of it. Briefly, I'd like to share my hopes for you tonight. It's my sincerest hope that you leave here satisfied, that the questions that brought you here tonight are answered, and that at the end of this short evening, you come away with a better understanding about what an undergraduate experience at Georgetown University in Qatar might look like for you. From the academic programs to student life, careers, and more. If in tonight's program we miss something you'd like to know more about, talk to us. Reach out. Ask your questions and give us an opportunity to help. Tonight, it's my responsibility to outline the application process and provide some context to the process. From the recruitment and admissions perspective, our job is to identify, recruit, and enroll the best students from across Qatar, the region, and the rest of the world. In the spring, This involves the careful and deliberate process of bringing our academic community together, faculty, staff, and deans, to make decisions as to which students to admit. And prospective students and parents often ask, what are the secrets to getting into Georgetown? And at every opportunity, I emphasize, there are no secrets. Georgetown publishes the formula everywhere. Dean Hill just gave you the formula. He talked about parts of the formula. From our website to the glass walls along our entrances to the flags that line our corridors, the secret is in our values. Can we advance the slides? I can advance the slides. Okay, good. Before I go into the application requirements, I wanted to give you an idea about what we look for. You might hear us use words like holistic and competitive. So what do they mean? At GUQ, we receive a relatively large number of applications every year, and we aim to enroll approximately 100 students. So we are highly selective in our decisions. We're looking for students with strong academic profiles who are ready to engage in a demanding course of study in politics, or economics, or culture and politics, or history. But our process is also holistic. When you ask Professor Google what holistic means, you learn that holistic is an adjective indicating an understanding of the parts of something as interconnected and only explained in reference to the whole. What does this mean for us in admissions? It means that we're not simply looking for the best grades, though excellent grades are very important. It means that we're not only looking for the top ACT or SAT scores, though those are important as well. It means that we take all of the parts of your application and we review them together. And as Dean Hill mentioned, in our commitment to cura personalis, care for the person, we look at every application individually. We know we ask for a lot in our application, and we know applications are the product of a lot of time and effort by many people. So we consider all of the aspects in our review. What do we look for? First and most importantly is academic strength. We take into account curricular rigor. And so as you think about curricular rigor, I'd like to encourage you to ask yourselves the very questions the admissions committee will be asking about you. Did I challenge myself academically? When I had a choice, did I study the highest level of subjects offered at my school? Do my subject choices reflect an interest in what Georgetown University Qatar teaches? Have I engaged in a breadth of subjects including math, English, social sciences, and sciences? And of course, how have I done? Did I perform well academically in high school? What kind of grades am I receiving? Tests are also an important part of academics. The SAT or ACT measure applicants' readiness for college-level coursework, and we use these tests as one measure of academic preparedness. But they are by no means the most important part of your application. Likewise, TOEFL and IELTS measure proficiency in English language. This is slightly important for success in a demanding program delivered fully in English. But that's not all. We also look for students who are active, engaged, motivated, and who are interested in making a difference and truly interested in what we teach. Those who appreciate the value of liberal arts, as outlined by Dean Hill, and will be the right fit for our program. We also want to ensure we recruit a diverse class in terms of nationality, gender, socioeconomic background, and educational systems. That gives joy to our classrooms and to our halls and to our activities at Georgetown. This process is, again, inspired by our values. The ethos you heard Dean Hill talk about, those that we publish everywhere. From academic excellence to ensuring individualized attention to each student, to being men and women for others, the secret to distinguishing yourself in admissions is made explicit in our values. So how do you apply? First, let me start by saying that the Office of Admissions offers regular opportunities for students to learn more about how to be successful in our process. Weekly, our team offers opportunities to learn about the process in workshops here in Qatar and often online for international applicants. Application skills workshops, interview workshops, personal writing statement workshops. We have conversations where they're open-ended and we're ready to answer your questions, whatever they may be, on a weekly basis. The first step in indicating your intention to apply is to fill out the online application form. The application is designed to capture information about you, your family, your school, and can be filled out and submitted in about an hour or two. Once you submit the application, the real work begins. In addition to the application form, we require a personal statement. Think of the personal statement as your chance to help the committee get to know you, beyond subjects and scores. We want to hear about your interests, what motivates you, what your aspirations are beyond university. We want to understand how we can help you achieve your goals and how you will influence the GU Qatar community and your communities beyond. We recommend a page or two max, and we hope you'll have mercy on us. No 20-page biographies, please. And that's not hypothetical, that has happened. I think it was maybe closer to 80 pages. We will not read an 80-page personal statement, unfortunately. Yeah? Reference letters. A counselor reference and a teacher reference are also required. Both should be submitted online, and you'll have a chance to request these through the online application. We also require official high school transcripts for grades 10, 11, and 12, and any post-secondary work that you have undertaken. If you finished high school and currently attend or have attended a post-secondary program, we require transcripts for that as well. And of course, test scores for SAT or ACT, in addition to TOEFL or IELTS. We don't have a preference in terms of which tests students submit. Applicants may also be required to complete a controlled writing exercise and an interview. Interviews at GU Qatar are by invitation, and while we try to interview as many applicants as possible, we do not necessarily interview all applicants. For those of you applying for Fall 2020, the application opened in September, and the deadline will be February 1st. The admissions office and committee will work to closely review every application from February through March, and our decisions are published in April. Again, thank you for being here tonight, for joining us via the YouTube live stream. I look forward to meeting you later this evening and getting to know you, and I welcome Hala Eid back to the stage.
Thank you, Joe. As I mentioned earlier, we have an exciting program outlined for you tonight to highlight what's to come. Please welcome Ms. Miriam Nashin, Associate Director of Admissions.
Good evening, everyone. Can you please turn to the Discover Georgetown schedule in your blue folders, these sheets. In a few minutes, we will begin the breakout sessions. Tonight, we are offering 4 types of breakout sessions: Introduction to GUQ Majors, GUQ Scholarships and Financial Aid, GUQ Experience and Support, GUQ Alumni and Careers. Descriptions to each of those sessions are available at the back of the schedule. I advise each of you to take a look at what is offered and select the sessions that you are most interested in and the ones that are most important to you. As you can see on the schedule in front of you, we will have multiple sessions running at the same time. Take advantage of your parent or sibling or friend that's coming with you today. Split up and ensure that you're maximizing on your knowledge and experience from this program today. For instance, a student can go to the Introduction to International Politics session, while a parent or a friend can go to the GUQ Scholarships and Financial Aid session, and then you'll meet up later on to attend the GUQ Alumni and Career session together. Please note that Arabic translation will be available for this room. Excuse me for a second, I will translate that in Arabic. كل المحاضرات في غرفة المسرح ستتم ترجمتها للغة العربية ويوجد سماعات ترجمة بالخارج. I'll continue now. As you move around the GUQ campus, feel free to approach our student volunteers. They're all dressed in gray shirts, like the ones lined up here. And you may approach them for any help or assistance. They're all ready to direct you to the sessions, to the prayer rooms, to the restrooms, and other points of interest to you throughout the building. They have all been through the same process that you've been through and may be ready to share their own experience and advice. Following the sessions, we invite you to join us for a reception in the atrium where we look forward to answering your questions and any questions or comments that you may have. Optional campus stores will also be available, and the bookstore will be open for browsing and purchases as well. For our online viewers, in a few minutes, we will move to a live chat with the admission staff. Please click the link on the description below. We now invite you to proceed to the breakout sessions. Thank you again for joining us tonight and enjoy the program. Our volunteers here will have signage to rooms OA11 and OA13. If you're interested in attending any of those sessions, please follow them.